Doing a use what you see run today, but this is going to be a little bit different from the usual one. I'm still going to have everything unlocked, so it's going to be a truly chaotic experience, but I'm also going to throw on adaptation, which is really going to hurt me over time, I'm going to be honest here. But it does add a little bit more to the chaos. And darkness, because I had a request for that. So, sure, why not? Oh. No, I want to keep it a secret. You'll see what it does. But, anyway, yeah, use what you see. If you see it on the ground, you use it. If it's behind a gold door, break it down. This does not include Hunter's Grenade and the map, because otherwise I might as well just be doing Curse Sword Run over and over again. Well, it's like, for example, picked up the Spartan Sandals, and then I replaced it with the shield here, just because one of the nice things about the run is that you do get to choose what you are going to be replacing. Oh, don't worry, with adaptation in play, that's going to not be as much of an advantage as you might think. It's going to be rough, though. Anytime you see a cursed sword, you might as well consider the run over. Anytime you enter a new level, you might as well consider the run to be over. A lot of different stuff like that. Breaking down gold doors is going to be kind of an issue at the start here, less so later on, though. So, hopefully, I won't be getting too cursed over time here. And frankly, one of your best friends when it comes to use what you see run is grabbing a... Oh, come on. This is all garbage. Well, and that's that. Is grabbing acceptance as soon as possible. I do not want to be cursed at all, but if I'm going to need to be, and I do, might as well be for as little as possible. Are you kidding me? Might as well be for as little time as possible. Anyway, yeah, Tainted Flat's going to be like ASAP sort of get here because, oof. Let me tell you, the weapons I'm using... Okay, when it comes to 5-cell mode in general, like a lot of your success is very much based on trying to get synergies between weapons. And use what you see destroys a lot of that. Not only because you lose out on like a lot of elemental synergies or, you know, other things that could just be, you know, basically useful, but just like maybe just straight damage increases. You also tend to get stuff where you don't... Screw this then. Where you don't actually have weapons that can work together at all. For example, getting something like a... two... Ah, come on. This is such garbage. I can't fight anything here. I'm too weak. But, yeah, for example, getting like 2 main hand weapons, 2 swords. It's like you can't use both those swords at the same time. That's one of the things that makes something like a boy's axe so powerful. You can use 2 of those at the same time. Anyway, I need some sort of killing potential. Because this is what adaptation does. It just turns everything into... I mean, yes, it does replace it with something that's similar, but it's the most basic form of it. This is like if I didn't have the Forge upgraded at all. So get out of here, Phaser. You will not be used. Also, I can't sell the items either, so I'm going to be very short on gold comparatively for this run. Oh, it's a lot of really fun stuff here. Trust me. Trust you me. What do we got here? One of the recent updates did reduce how much health you're getting back from Frenzy and Adrenaline, and also change it to a % mutation, so... That's, in some ways, it's too bad. In other ways, I think it's probably better. This, in all likelihood, will also help just in general making sure that I can get a lot of DPS when I am first starting a level here. But then acceptance, yeah, definitely. I can't be cursed for too long. It's like my killing potential is an all-time low, and boy, is that going to show real quick. It's going to be a lot of fighting tooth and nail for survival, let me tell you what. I'm not going to enjoy it, especially when it comes to going into the ossuary, because I think I'm just going to get outright murderized in any other location. And going into something like the prison depths just means that that's another role where I have to re-get all of my weapons again, so... it's trying not to go into extra areas, let's just say. I do like having the shield, though. Shield's nice. And honestly, as far as stuff that might not work very well as far as damage goes, having having a ice grenade is great for at least keeping enemies in place. That does not really super dependent on like levels or anything like that, unless I was doing a very... Are you kidding me? Good dodge, I'll give you that, but I'm still mad about it. Well, anyway, it's useful for keeping enemies frozen. Oh boy. Alchemic Carbine, normally so good, reduced to but a husk of what it could possibly be. Ooh, another item. I'll take it. I don't really want to give up my powerful grenade. Goodbye. I mean, I got to, though. But yes. Do think that in some ways survival might be a really worthwhile... usually I would say survival is the stat you want to go for with this, except the problem is... Actually, no, what am I doing? What am I even doing? I need to get more, like, health in one way or another first. Because you do get a lot of extra health, and you're going to be taking a lot of curse chests, and that is part of the run. You always got to take curse chests. Damn it. Well, it works better with brutality, at least. But just brutality has so much more going on with it. Not doing shops this time. Shops, I think, have the issue of... Like, you don't get a whole lot of money in this run as it is, so... Oh. Not too shabby at all. You don't get a whole lot of money in this run as it is, so spending my money at shops that aren't food shops is just unwise. That's why I got adaptation. It's my way of making it up to you. It's my way of saying thank you for being a friend down the road and back again, watching all these garbage videos. Especially this one, which, I'm going to be honest, probably going to be extra garbage, all things considered. Because of the inauspicious circumstances in which it is being recorded. In which it's being recorded? No, I mean in which the like sets of circumstances that I need to record it with the rules. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. It's not an easy run, and it's not, and in some ways I feel like it's not going to be a particularly fun run. But, you know, fun for me and fun for the viewer. Two very different things. I mean, after all, if you're creating any sort of content, you do have to consider, it's just like, what is the viewer going to think of this? And I think that watching me suffer here is going to be amusing enough, at least for one episode, much like any of the Curse Sword runs. So I am willing to do it, if only for you, dear watcher. If you threw a party and invited everyone you know, I think you would see. The biggest present would be from me. And the card attached would say, thank you for watching my videos. There's like maybe 5 people in the audience that actually understood that in any way. Oh, why the boxes? Every single one of... Like, I had a couple runs that, like, I died almost immediately in the first area, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to retry this here just because this is painful. But the fact that I think everyone has a box elite in it is, 1, absurd, and 2, makes me angry. Okay, there is something just, like, alright, I've talked about this before, but there's something just wrong with the failed experiments hitboxes, because my meat skewer was just going right through them. And that is not a euphemism. Just do it. And there, that'll at least get me back to full health. Alright. Matthew McConaughey impression again. Cool. But anyway, just gonna be trying to get through this area. Right, I was gonna say that every single one of the elites I've seen, I swear, has been a box elite. It's just like, this is the worst time to get a big spate of box elites, and here we are. It's like, what am I gonna say, man? It's like, this is a bad time to get box elites. Go! Oh, and I do have to change out every single one of the necklaces that I get as per law. There we are. And just pick it up. I jumped instead of freaking pressing the button. I was too indecisive. I was trying to roll at the same time I was trying to jump at the same time that I was actually doing something of use, which is to say picking up the thing that gives me a moment of invincibility. There. Alright, at least I'm getting some use out of the meat skewer. It's a weird usage, though. Wouldn't recommend it. Would not recommend it. Anyway, yeah, not even touching him. I'm just going to say, like, not as part of the balance, insofar as there is balance, I'm not even going to be touching shops, because that might tempt me to take something, even though I almost assuredly cannot afford it. Somehow I'm expecting to walk out of this area and just get a ridiculous bug happening here. I'll see, I suppose. I suppose we'll see. Right, in the meantime. But yes, Adrenaline and Frenzy have now been switched up to being cool. Have now been switched up to being a percentage of your health healed, which is good in some ways. It makes it a little bit better early game. Makes it not as good late game. But you still have Tainted Flasks, so, I mean, how can I complain in good conscience? Tainted Flask remains an excellent way to get a lot of survivability and malaise reduction from Brutality Run. Nope, it actually totally worked there. I don't know, that just felt like I was setting myself up for some sort of bug. All right, well, at least I can make the 8-minute door. Is that good? I don't know. It's something. I'm going to need some sort of way to replenish my killing ability after losing all of my weapons here. So let's see what it be. I hope it's something good. There goes all my health. Hey, Shrapnel Axe is cool. Unfortunately, all these things otherwise are kind of not great. Yep. Can't sell it. I mean, I'm not trying to sell that to show that I can't sell it or something like that. I just literally forget what I can and cannot sell. I guess, you know, probably like the best idea is going to be, you know, Jesus. I mean, it's something. Probably shouldn't have blown all of my money there, but at least I have like doubled my health. Whew, boy. Getting a little bit sweaty here, and it's not because it's getting hot outside. Stress is getting to me. But yeah, I mean, you might have noticed that like darkness has not really been all that much of a thing. It might in here because there are some pretty big hallways that I'm not going to have any fun dealing with. But aside from that, it's like darkness is not a big deal for me anymore. This ain't my first time at the rodeo. I know how a roadie goes. Was that even like a pun? Or anything? I don't know. Point is that I know how to deal with darkness mechanic. Face the other way. Come on, dude. And it's actually not too bad at this point. I mean, ultimately it comes down to keep moving. But even more than that is just, you know that you are looking for teleporters. Any teleporters are going to be giving you a substantial amount of light. And by that I mean substantial, a permanent light source that you can get to. Same with shops and everything like that, but shops are intentionally out of the way. Teleporters are in the way. I keep honking my horn at them and they don't go away. Alright, well, this is honestly a terrible stat distribution. I hate it, but, you know, the show must go on. What's good for the goose is good for the gander or something. And I do... Well, this is what you would call maybe something of a sticky wicket. Well, at least I have a huge amount of damage increase, too. I mean, I did say that was cool. Great. No, not that. That was me being sarcastic. I meant that is a tool that I have at my disposal. Just do it right now. Oh boy. Ooh, boy. Yeah, replace the one that is not giving me 2 stats. Let's just say that right now. And that is one of the niceties. You get to choose what you're gonna get. Doesn't mean it's gonna be good, but it does mean that you can keep something important for a little bit longer than you might be able to otherwise. Okay, hey, thanks for not giving me a box elite for once. No thanks for just hitting me anyway. I should be using... I mean, as long as they aren't box elites, I should be using the... elevators to maybe kill elites if I can. Yeah, that's actually a pretty substantial health increase, so fine by me. Well, at least those things are going down easy enough. Unfortunately, yeah, they do not... They do start on fire, though. They don't start on bleed or start on poison, but they do start on fire. Give me a skill. Yeah, you know what? I'll take it. Also, I didn't even realize that my knives have bleed propagation on them. It's not great because these aren't really the most powerful of... Oh. And... Oh, all right, then. I mean, hey, it ain't the worst. It's kind of the worst. I mean, it's not the worst, but it's not great either. I mean, Flawless is actually a fantastic weapon. It's just getting cursed is not good. Oh, well. I'm sure that I'll figure out something here. I mean, so far it's working out okay. And if anything starts to go real bad, I can always just pop Vampirism. Okay, and okay. Okay. As Donkey Kong would say. I just don't want to get hit. I mean, again, you don't die when you're cursed in darkness. So that's not a problem. It's just I don't want to get hit at all if I don't have to. There are a lot of times when you do have to get hit. I mean, and like I said, one of the things in this section is that there tend to be a lot of very long hallways, and those are not the best for not dying. Just, you know, a little bit of advice here. If you wish to not die, would not recommend going down long hallways when you got darkness on. Okay. Yeah. Actually, not too bad for healing there. I mean, Vampirism overall is the one type of survival, like, healing thing that you can take and still get a lot of use out of it. You know, it's not like you start to heal a lot more. You just start doing more damage with the bleed from the initial hit. Rather than, the heal is a flat thing, and it's pretty easy to get a lot of stuff going on with it. Alright, starting to take darkness damage. It's imprisoning me. All that I see, etc. Can't kill things fast enough. Gotta kill fast, bullets are too slow. And that should be enough references for at least a couple minutes before I gotta make more. Okay, there we go. Adrenaline also now works with, okay, thank you. Adrenaline also now works with, if you are going past spinners and other fantastic characters. The buff they're getting from that is very much frustrating me a lot. Now, was that worth it or anything? No, not even a little bit. But, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Screw it. I think that beating the first boss here is gonna be kind of my benchmark for doing well in this run. There, and... oh, it's an elite. Cool. Don't really have the ability to fight one of those things very easily. Or much of anything very easily. Oh, great. Hit me out of trying to duck down. This is also a very bad elite for, like, a couple reasons. But now that I've gotten rid of Flawless, at least one of those has been alleviated. Somewhat. Oh, right. Just hits those out of the way. Oh, great. Now I'm out of it. Right. The ammo is going to be kind of a thing, isn't it? Oof. Gotta tell you, I just don't think that, like, use what you see runs work nearly as well here when... like, this is the sort of stuff that's happening. That said, still amusing. I think it still makes for a decent run. It's just, you know, how decent? Yeah. All right, well. It's okay. And I guess I just now have that... Great. I guess I just permanently now have that X above my head or something. Oh my god. Well, give me something. Give me something I can work with. This is not really something I can work with. It's... You really... Well, I can do that. Then you can jump after me, and then I'll do this. At least I do have some ranged weapons. They're not, like, the most rangy of weapons, but they're functional. Of course. Alright, okay. That'll do it. I'll do it for now. And yeah, one of the problems with firebrands is that after they go long enough, they are no longer on fire, which is something of an issue. But I don't know. It seems like hitting an enemy with it will also just aggro them to you and they'll teleport up regardless, so it's not the worst thing. Could really use some more waypoints right now. There. Kind of hard to get that combo out, but when you do it, it's pretty alright. And also, I am definitely going to have to save up as much money as possible for the next area, just so I can upgrade some of my equipment, because that's going to be extremely useful. Especially knowing that I have no more potion charges, or much of a hope. Oh, great, this is the really long hallway. That's pretty much the one time that I'm going to be taking a lot of damage from darkness in this entire run. Oof, it's just like, do I even want to go for anything else right now? I think that's just that would be a mistake. All right, yep, of course. And it's like, wow, you really just went all out, giving me just the best equipment, didn't you guys? Oh, God. All right, I don't know. Necromancy could be okay. Gastronomy... No, gastronomy's not going to do me any good. Just reset this and take something that's not garbage. Everything's pretty much garbage. Ugh. Sure. Maybe that will do something. I don't know. Shrouded in darkness here, but I assume that there's one small bit of light. Oh, great. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Like I said, I think beating the first boss is going to be pretty much the, okay, I'm already dead. Wow, okay, so 5-cell mode plus adaptation don't do it. I mean, yes, it is a pretty good movie, but it is not a good modifier here. Yeah. To what should be no one's surprise. Back into the ossuary, and this time I don't have adaptation on. Yeah, I could go right to the boss, but I do think that there's also a quite good chance that I'm just going to die. So I decide to go for a little bit more, yeah, just one area backwards to, you know, get a little bit more out of the episode here. I'd kind of like to keep the oiled sword, but hey, when the assassin dagger shows up, you gotta take it. Dims the brakes, dims the rules. So let's go. I actually had kind of a good setup for that oiled sword too. 100% on poison. Firebrand's doing a little bit of extra work on that too. Cleaver, obviously, bringing it up as well. 4U is what you see. Not terrible. Not a terrible sort of scenario to be had. That said, you know, hey, it's still a good weapon. Still got some good stuff going on here, but... you know, c'est la vie. When you decide to do a run like this, you're committed. You gotta do it. You can't not do it. Yeah. And so, I'm going to do it. And fine. Hey, Firebrands is still good. I don't know why they're showing up too much lately. It's just, hey, when you look at something, a randomly generated points on like a graph, you will see clumps. Clumps are something that just pop up. Little areas where some things just appear more often than others. Perfectly random does not mean they're perfectly spaced apart after all. And Firebrand is that clump. And that's what happens when you have Christmas. With the clumps. That's Christmas with the cranks. The clumps was the, God, like, sequel or something to the Flabby Professor? The Nutty Professor. Because he loves almonds so much. Well, that was terrible. Anyway, let's go get this garbage so that I can get out of here. I'm going to keep Corrosive Cloud for the time being. Not going to sell it, though, because that's a little bit too dangerous for my blood. Which I believe is also the phrase. Oh, you can really tell that this is going to be super useful when it comes to failed experiments if they're just going to be dodging around me like that. I will take this, though. This is always welcome in my household. Especially because this should give me an upgraded necklace right now. I.e., one more stat point on there. Indeed. Good. Still not doing great on stats, though. I mean, just look at the amount of tactics that I have right now. But hey, I already said my piece on... that. I do have Adrenaline, so Adrenaline might be doing a little bit more for me in the future. I want to see how effective it is. Because, yeah, I know, I also got hit there again. Because just knowing that it heals a percentage now, I want to say that's going to be a little bit more useful than not useful. Which is maybe the stupidest way of putting anything in the history of man. But, hey, I might also just be able to afford a piece of watermelon here, too, which would be great, cool. That's all I need. I would really like, of course, a horse. But yes, I would really like to have something a little bit better. However, I am also cognizant of the fact that I cannot afford a potion charge at this point in time. And that's what I meant by something better. Well, you couldn't figure out that sort of coding immediately with the way that it was incredibly vague and borderline nonsensical? I wouldn't go so far as say borderline. I would say it's exactly borderline. Just get up here and get going. Any sort of melee weapon's got to be a little bit careful here, because you stab that dude in the back, you're going to be taking a lot more damage than you bargained for. And this time, getting more than you bargained for is a bad thing. Not like last time. What do you got? Nothing of any real interest. Is there something I can teleport to up here? Get another little piece of items? Another piece of items. Yeah, you heard me. Yeah, no. Oh, well. Maybe grappling hook will be good at least to knock a decent amount of enemies out of attacking me, most notably shockers, but we'll see. We'll see. Thank God I can afford that. And again, this is a point where I'm like, I don't know if I really want to... Come on. Okay. Rough. Rough, but I handled it with style and grace and a funny face. Doing handstands when I need to. Stretch my arms out just for... I gotta stop just quoting songs this episode. I've been doing it way too much. Anyway. At least I'm getting through this area with relative ease. Alright, also gold as well as a cell is doing me quite well here for a little bit of extra cash hole, because I could really, really use it after spending it all on just a piece of fruit, which is not usually what you think you're going to be spending all your money on. Those tend... Oh, yeah, and here's this hallway again. Never a fan, but at least if you go fast enough, doesn't really seem like it's too bad. Right up to 13, which, not great, but like it's going to take like one... It's kind of hoping to get adrenaline going there, but that's fine. Get that adrenaline a pumping. No such luck. And that's what I'm talking about when it comes to such luck. Well, provided that I'm not getting hit by slimelings who are sneaking up behind me. But, you know, that's when you play the game, you know the risks. Kind of. Oh, right, I don't have a lot of things anymore. Come on. I told you. He can't hit him in the back. It goes poorly for you. Well, I did a little bit more testing around with how Frenzy worked, and each hit that I was getting was restoring like 3 hit points of health out of 8,000. So, still think that needs a little bit more time in the oven. Oh well. In the meantime, I did instead take necromancy to make sure that I would be healing up not only a little bit more, but also the malaise would not be nearly a problem. Yes, not having adaptability on, well, obviously is making all the difference. There we are. The mark. I have a little bit of a damage over time build going on here. It's not amazing, and the wrenching whip is kind of helping, but I already got oil, so I guess there's something there. Oh, wow. That was really close. It's a halfway decent build. Let's just say that. And I am mostly proud of it. Not anymore. Well, this is pretty good still. I mean, the wrenching whip might be gone, but its memory remains, so that's cool. And I think I just missed getting in the door here. Yeah. I mean, I guess not quite just missed, but close enough, I would like to say. All right, what do I even want to do here? You know what, let's just take the most painful, horrible path possible and go right through the Slumbering Sanctuary. Probably not going to go into the cavern, but hey, if I get a good enough set of items, who knows what could happen? It's very unlikely. 5 elite enemies to refill my flask, so I could probably get a flask refill here. It ain't going to be pleasant, but I'd like to say that it's likely to happen. Darkness, thankfully, has not been too much of an issue, but it's one of those things that's always been, you know, on my mind in the background, ready to be one of those deep-seated fears that you don't really think about day to day, but it's still there. So I have been a little bit careful. I mean, the most frustrating I think it's gotten was when I was up against the box elite, and it was keeping me in the darkness, and I was pretty much, it was a race against time to not get killed by the darkness before I could kill it, because elites always throw down a, there, let's just go. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. Also, very nice item to get here, too. At least I always throw down a permanent light source when you kill them, which is a very exploitable thing when it comes to this mode, certainly. Does not mean I'm, like, thrilled to fight elites most of the time, but it does mean that it's like, could be worse. All right. Disappointed in the amount of damage. Adrenaline was healing, certainly, but you know, still alpha, still a lot of balance changes to be had, certainly. Ah, come on, we just hit him already. Stop talking about hitting him and hit him. Sure. All right. There's a curse chest over here, so I am going to want to get rid of this dude before worse comes to worse. All right, what do you got? Oh, that's not good at all. Ah. Oh, boy, is it not good. I guess I gotta replace the Hokuto's bow. As much as I like having that, it's like, it's just a recipe for disaster to keep that over anything else. And shovel? I'll take it, sure. I'm a little disappointed in the amount of statage that I'm losing, but I can eat that cost, I suppose. 5 elite enemies. Well, actually, I'll go in here and I'll fight. Wow, what is up with all these enemies here? Anybody else? Whew. Couldn't hit it fast enough. Oh, man. Okay, I beat the first boss. I'm going to call that a win and never do this again.